Okay, everyone, Supreme Comedy over here. So this is gonna be for me the next set of gear that we have over here. So as we're recording this, I should have dropped it how to form up the torso gear already. So I'm gonna be doing the same format as I'm gonna be doing in terms of the chest gear. Gonna be the same thing over here. So in the first section, you can say I will actually put on maybe somewhere in the video talking about where I'll actually start farming up, like from doing it from scratch with you guys. So keep that in mind as well. So you guys can just kind of skip ahead, or as you guys are watching right now, I'll just actually tell you guys how to form certain gears, so you guys can be informed as much as possible. So in today's video, we will be talking about how to form the left arm this time around. Because in terms of the other gear, there's actually no way of farming it right now. That is gonna be the right arm and then the right leg, because the word gray or the word gear, man, that's probably gonna take me, I want to say, maybe many months later on. So that is something I'm going to tell you guys I won't be able to form like immediately, because there's no way in my inventory. I don't even have enough material. So that's going to be a skip. In terms of the other one, the change gear, there's a new material that we don't have any way of getting it. So that is that. So they did release everything at one bash, but it's more like a slow rollout. So I do like the fact that they're taking their time, rolling them out. That should be fine, because there's just too many things that for us to kind of like, just be doing it. So I would say this one, and then in terms of the other one, I would say there are more. You gotta really think about which one you want to farm up. In terms of like, this one is still a little bit easy, but I would say this one's still hard. I think the hardest one by far is gonna be the word tag gear. That one you really have to sit down and think about. All right, in terms of my overall build, which of the word tag up to three should I use and all that. So that's why that one I'll probably do like a prerequisite. I'm just talking about which one I think has the most option, which one is the easiest, and which one just has the best big scale sub slots. So I mean, big scale always comes with the biggest, better, with that non-conditional 20% boosting. So I think that will definitely help a lot of people out. So I'll be giving up, just talking about my opinion and which one is good. But in this video, I just want to specifically talk about the job gear this time around. So in today's video, or for this one specifically, I will be forming, because all of them are basically the same. So I'll just be forming up the long shooter job gear over here. So let's take a look at what are the material required over here. So it's gonna ask me for two of the blue long shooter over here. So I currently only have one, so I will be actually forming like I did for the torso gear. I'll be forming everything up with you guys, just walking you guys through like, all right, what are the steps, what are the material needed and all that good stuff. So everything basically we can just kind of get fairly easy. But in terms of the crafting condition, I think the hardest part is probably by far is going to be the job grade. The grading, the word grade and then the job grade are the hardest thing to get, because they required enormous amount of pilots. That's why every time when I do see like a free to grind up pilots like this week around, we get Deso, Gillette, yeah. That's why I tell you guys, make sure to farm up, because whatever respective palette that one is boosting, that will definitely help you guys in a long way over here. So even if you look at my inventory right now, I'm currently missing a little bit in terms of the infighter. I don't really use too much of infighter, so I don't really mind that. In terms of middle shooter, I'm how many points? 2 points away, so I can just take care of that later on. In terms of the long shooter job over here, I currently have max out is 400 points, so that is something you want to keep in mind. So theoretically, in a hypothetical world, in a perfect scenario, you will only need 20 pilots. Each pilot is worth 20 points. How that is broken off into is 10 point is going to be your portrait. So that's why your 2-star and 3-star pilot are probably your best friends in terms of like farming those up. In terms of their proficiency, I did in a when the gear actually dropped, I did talk about how to actually farm that, so I'll link the video in the description below. You guys can definitely check that out as I explain in a little bit more in depth like how to actually go about that. In this video, I'm just really gonna talk about the overall process, not really into like how to really get the proficiency, how to like really like, all right, how do I get those trade up. Getting trade up, I say 2-star and 3-star are the easiest, because if you guys have done the 20 tickets they give us, Well, in terms of the anniversary, they gave us like a 10 tries of doing multi summons, so we were able to get about 100 AI pilots. So in that regards, I'm pretty sure you guys should have a stock up a lot of those 2-star and 3-star pilots. Those are something you never want to sell because they will definitely be something you want to upgrade for your work grade, job grade over here. I could just kind of run down the list over here that I know. The Eka over here is going to be 3-star palette. Maria over here is going to be 3-star palettes. I remember her being a 2-star, and then I think most of these are actually 3-stars and 2-stars. Just going down the list over here, you guys can just kind of see that most of these palettes are actually welfare palettes, 2-star and 3-star palettes. You will rarely see something that is, let's say, build project here or even like a 4-star tier. You have Kira Yamato C Awakening. That is going to be a build project. I do actually have it at a max proficiency at 10 points over here, but you guys can see that my trade level is only at 1 point because build project pilot it's just a little bit harder and I don't really want to invest into it at that current stage. But if you see the other one like Tierra right there, I got the portrait up to level 10 because it is a welfare part, so that is going to be something easy. I can just get an easy 10 points right there. In terms of proficiency, I'm still working on that one, so that is that. I'm just gonna scroll down a little bit. I think Arga, that's how you pronounce it. That is gonna be another welfare unit, 10 points portrait, and then 10 points max proficiency. So that's how you're gonna get to 20 points right there. And then urine over here, 10-point portrait again, and then your max proficiency only 7 points. So that's basically I still have a mile to go, right? So the list goes on and on and on. As you guys can see, most of these, yeah, gram acre right there. So what's good about sometimes, build project pilots or pilots that has access to, let's say, 2 job license, you can actually just sneak them into both category. And then for, let's say, Graham Acre right here, he works well for both for long shooter and then middle shooter. So that's why for my middle shooter, I'll be able to get that 20 points right there as well. So that is that. So that's, I guess, something you want to keep in mind right there as well. So Renda right there is going to be a good one as well because she is going to be a free-to-play event pilot. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people should have her at level 10 already. So that's good. I'm just scrolling down the list furthermore. You guys can see that I still have some pilots that I can like definitely max out to level 10, which I have not done so yet. So that's kind of like me, because I did reach 400 points already. So there's really no point for me to, let's say, get up to that. To upgrade any further into that. So that's pretty much it in terms of my pilots right there. And now let's talk about, now that we talk about how to kind of like get the job grade up right here, now let's actually talk about how to get this one over here. The job gear piece right here, this is a new item, and how you're gonna get that, let me kind of go out up here and then go over to the exchange over here. So this is how you're gonna get this time around. I'm not sure next time around, like for example next week, are they gonna change like a new destination for us to get that. Currently the only place you can get that is gonna be under the multi-mission coins over here. You can actually currently right now you can get up to 15 only, so that should be sufficient enough for people to, let's say, get at least one copy of that, so or one of the purple gear. So that is that. So I can just actually change for the last one right there, just did I not? Oh, I don't. Yeah, this one is actually gonna take quite a lot of like those multi-mission coin, which is fine. If you guys are gonna be playing throughout the weeks, this 1 week, I'm pretty sure you guys should have form up sufficient. This is probably by far the most important thing. I highly recommend you guys to be forming, at least stock up on it. Whether or not you want to upgrade your the job gear to, let's say, 4-star this week around, that is something you guys need to actually farm up right now. And then in terms of getting the other ones, let's kind of go back over here. I'm gonna talk about how to get this one, the long shooter gear over here. That is actually going to be located on the very hard mission, which we will go over just in a bit. Is this 3-star? Hold up, let me go back to the 4-star over here. So this one is going to ask you for 100, which is easy to farm. It's nothing hard. You just have to do a bunch of skip and that should be good. So now let's go back in time and let's talk about the 3-star now. In terms of the 3-star, what are the prerequisite? In terms of the 3-star, you're going to be needing 2 of the green long shooter, and then you're going to be needing 10 of this over here. In terms of how to get the green version of that, I'm pretty sure in one of my videos I should have explained that, but in terms of this video, I will definitely go over that with you guys once again. In terms of the job grade over here, keep that in mind. It's gonna be asking for a grade A. In terms of grade A, you only need, let's see, 200 points. So in terms of 200 points, you are sitting at 10 pilots, for example, 10 pilots having maxed out everything. So that is that. Or you can have a multiple combination of different things to however you like, just have to get up to that 200 and that you should be good. So that is that. So now backtracking once more again, going to the 2-star now. In terms of the 2-star, in terms of this 2-star, the condition are pretty much the same, which I'll go over how to get this one in a bit. And then this one is basically the same. We'll just talk about how to get the other material as well. And then you're gonna need a C grade, which I think C grade is something a lot of people definitely have hit, if they play a little bit throughout the game. But I would say new player would definitely struggle a little bit because there's just no way. There's just not a lot of ways of getting AI pilot, which is understandable. So that is something to keep in mind, as you guys progresses into the game. That is something you guys definitely need to farm up, as they will help you out tremendously around just playing the game, just getting higher stats, just being able to use your let's say your job license a little bit faster and all that good stuff over here. So backtracking once more, and then we're finally back to square one, the level 1. In terms of level 1, it's pretty much easy. You just need 30 scraps, and then you need a grade E over here. So that is that. So now let's talk about how to get the other the green job gear, and then the actual job, the specific job license, which I'm gonna call it the gear. So we're gonna actually hop over to the mission page, and then I do hope that you guys have cleared at least some of the very hard missions, or at least finished. Whoops, wrong page. I do hope that everyone has finished at least some of the free missions in terms of, let's say, I don't know, like the hard difficulty, because in order to gain access to the very hard, you will have to prior to that clear some of the missions in the hard, and then after that you will have access to this page up here. I am gonna see where I can find a place where there's a long shooter, and I think this one, yep, this one works over here. So we're just gonna be doing a bunch of skips over here, and then we can just kind of look at the drop items over here. You guys can see that as the drop item, you'll be able to get the job license, the what is it, the green version of it, or the 2-star, and then alongside of that, you're going to be able to get your shooter, long shooter gear as well. So we're just gonna do a bunch of skips over here until I hit, maybe I want to say probably 150. I think that's probably gonna be a good range for me to gain access, just upgrade everything on camera right now. So we're gonna do 2 for now and see what we're gonna get. How much are we gonna get? Let's see. We are only gonna get 4, so this might take a while. Yeah, so there's gonna be a bunch of skipping, so a bunch of energy consumption. So keep this in mind. Not gonna be something that you can do in one sitting if you guys don't have enough, let's say, energy recovery. So don't be discouraged. This is gonna take time, but in the for this video purposes, I am definitely gonna do a bunch of skips right now on camera, so I can just kind of fast forward the process right now. Okay, so we got 14 and 16 in total, and then we got a bunch of those regular, or you can say in general, job gear there. So I got to do a little bit more. So in this process, I'll probably just fast forward it. I don't want to have you guys wait for me because I'm not prepared right now, so I don't want to have you guys wait for me to farm this up. So I'm just gonna skip until I have enough, and then we just actually hop back into the blueprint page. Alright, so I farmed up around 121, so that should be sufficient enough for me to farm up the blue version right now. So that's what we're going to be doing right now. We're just going to walk up the steps right now. So we're going to first start off with obviously the white version, or the 1-star version right now. So I'm going to need 30 scrap, so it shouldn't be too hard. So I'm just going to pick the head because that's probably the most I have right now. So I want to use just trying to chip it down just a little bit to make it a little bit more even. So that is that. So I have all the crafting condition ready. Got the story progression up to the requirement, job grade up to a level E or above. So that's good. this right here is gonna cost me 100,000, which is not that much, you know. It's fairly decent, you know. So let's see. So we got that done right now, and then we can just move towards. Let's see. Where's the 2-star? 2-star is gonna be right here. So basically, it's not that much. All it's asking is going to be the white version or the 1-star right there. Gonna be asking for 10 of this. As you guys can see that I have been farming a lot of them right now, up to 355. This is something you guys don't really have to worry about as you guys are forming the specific license, I would say, because that is something gonna be a addition. It's going to be something that's going to come along with that, so that is not going to be a problem at all. In terms of story progression, I have met that already. In terms of job grades, I'm up to a grade of C, so we just kind of proceed on from here. Bam. All right, I don't think I will have enough for the blue version, right? Let me see. Yeah, I will definitely have to go back to more farming, so that's a lot. So we were looking at 10 to begin. Was it 10 to begin with? So that was 10, 20, and then now we're up to 50, so 70. And that, so it's probably gonna take you around 170 times 2. So that's looking at around 340-ish of the let's say the long shooter gear. Like if you're starting from scratch, right? Obviously I have some prerequisite on me already, that's why it's not something I have to worry about. So let's farm this up right now, and then I'm gonna come back one more time. So I only need about 40 more, so that should be fairly easy to do. So I'm gonna farm up the blue version now. And then right now the only thing I'll be lacking is only gonna be the specific license over here. Yeah, so that's the only thing I'm lacking right now. I only need 40 more, and then we will be able to farm it up. So let me do another skip, and then we'll have everything ready to go. So I have completely gotten everything, so I now have 114, so that's good. And then I also do have 2 of these here, so let me unequip this right now. And then bam, another one right there. So I have everything checked off the list right here. I have 2 of the blue long gear, long shooter job gear, and then we have the blue version of the job gear piece over here. And then we got the long shooter gear piece over here, 100 in total. And then we have met the story progression, and then we also met the job grade of an S grade over there. That took me a while. Yep, that took a long time. So hopefully you guys should be somewhere around A grade area so far right now. But you guys gonna need double that. So that's gonna take a while. I know that definitely took a while for me. I think I was preparing that before. I know they're going for like an S grade. Like once I know that they're gonna be dropping it, so I was like, all right, I gotta farm that up. So now here we are. So let's actually press the button right here and form our purple job gear right now. So let's actually take a look at the effects, you know, compare that to what it was from 3-star over here. So we have completed that right there, one in our possession. So what is about the long shooter job gear right here, or any of the gear so far? It's gonna raise your shot attack up by 2,000, and then the first job grade charged up by 90%. This is gonna be crucial in terms of, like, let's say arena. I think a lot of people do want to use their limit break ability, so that's gonna be good. That is gonna be another video save for another day, because they have added some more stuff to that, the custom ability that is worth talking about. So that's gonna be saved for another video. In terms of the third effects, I think that's pretty much the same. Is it? I think everyone has their own individual gimmick, but you can see that every one of these are bumped up to let's say 2,000. I think for melee, obviously they're going to be bumped up to melee attack, so pretty self-explanatory right there. Now defender, I think, is to melee attack as well, so you have it evenly split right there. But in terms of the third effects, most of them are different depending on like what kind of job license they are. So that is that. So we can just kind of quickly compare that to the 3-star gear real quick, just the one we were using. So 1,500, then we're up to 80. So let's say if you take into the consideration of your effects, your 15% effects, like I have talked about for the torso gear, that like right now this one bumps you up to like a 92% at the start of the match. And then once you actually load in, right, once you're able to control your units, I think you're up to like a 93 already. So now bumping up to a 90%. We are looking at 104% starting out. So that's gonna be a huge factor, moving on over right now. So like even when they have this at the 5-star gear, at the 5-star already, I'm pretty sure we just gonna start things out at 100%. Simple as that. Probably gonna bump this up to maybe 2500, which is a pretty astounding number already. So what we're gonna do now to conclude this video right now, we'll actually add this on to my shooter build. I actually did not show you guys how it looks like prior to that, so that is kind of my bad on that perspective, but we can just kind of cheese things out right now. So let me actually change the pilot right there, because I do have the 3-star version of that. So what we're gonna do right now is we are just going to give you guys an example of how it looks like prior. So this is what my attacks looks like, because I actually did farm out the gold gear for the torso. That's why you see a little bit of a higher number. So right now, in terms of my shooter unit, I am looking at 110,000. I'm thinking of a number. Like I'm so bad with number right now. I don't know why, but all right. So we're looking at 110,000 right now. So after I add this one, so I need to change the job gear right now, and then we're gonna add the purple right now. Bam, we are up to 11,771. Okay, that's looking pretty impressive. But if you guys have seen any of those bigger wells out there, they're probably closing into, let's say, I don't know, like 113 or 30,000. So I'm like at least 20,000 short. So that's pretty astounding number to me already. Like that's enormous already, right? Just going from these 2 years, because like they do not only give you a flat out 2,000, because if you take into consideration, let me actually lock this up. I don't want to accidentally sell these, right? Because you also do have to take into consideration of this activation effects of 15% of your frame upgrade. So whatever these are gears over here, so this one is not going to be like a flat out 30%. It's actually going to be like a 34.5, so you're rounding up to like a 35%. So this one right here is not a flat out 2,000. I think it's more of like a 2,300-ish. But like once everything is calculated all together, I think the number is a little bit higher than what it should be. So here we go. This is my shooter build so far. We're looking at a pretty astounding number so far right now. After I, let's say, farm out the other two, maybe we'll be closing into maybe 120,000-ish. I think that's pretty much like the place I think I'll be, unless I do upgrade everything. But that's gonna be pretty much it for this video. So that is currently my shooter build so far. You guys can just quickly take a look. Jot down any notes you guys would like, in terms of what kind of parts I'm using so far. But I'll definitely be planning to change some part in terms of like my rifle. I'll probably be replacing or retiring this build project that was stated being rifle, because this right here has aged already. The Jake Arch Gundam had replaced it by in terms of the 40% trait. So once I get this up to like once I get the Arch Gundam training rifle to like a respectable trait number or percentage, I'll definitely replace that right off the bat. So that is that. This rifle has been a good good partner with me. We've been through a lot. Like this actually has been probably one of the longer lasting build project parts I've been using. So that's pretty much it. We're not really parting our ways. I'm just probably going to be moving on to like my other sub units. So in terms of my overall main build so far, I'm not really going to be using that at the moment. So currently I am using it for this video just because of the pure stat this one is still giving up. But moving forward, I will be replacing that. So with that being said, that should be pretty much it for this video of how to farm up the job gear right now. So with that being said, once the other two are available, I think the next one should be available. It will be the right arm. I think that one should be up next. So with that being said, that should be pretty much it for this video right now, and then I'll catch you guys all on the next one.